So you're thinking about buying a house and you don't know whether you want to go new or used. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just go over the pros and cons on what the right choice might look like for you. Yeah, I was calling to everybody. What's up? It's Manuel Colon here, your local real estate agent in Houston, Texas. So you're thinking about buying a house and you gotta kind of know what the pros and cons are to buying a house, right? So, let's talk about some pros first on buying a new home. Like, buying a new home is great, right? It's new. It's fresh paint. If you get in early enough, you can pick your paint, you can pick your cabinets, you can pick pretty much everything you want for a reasonable price. It's a new AC. It's a new roof. It's a new pool. I mean, everything's new. And I mean, that's always a great pro. That's always a great pro. You're walking into a house that nobody's lived in, that you absolutely know. It's like buying a new car. It's brand new. It's warranted. Everything. It's going to be guaranteed by the builder. So that's always a good pro to buying new. It's new to you, new to the family, and everybody's happy. Now, let's talk about the cons. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes buying new is just a little bit more expensive. Maybe it's in a hot market area and the builder decided to build and mark up the houses. Not in all cases, but in some cases. So now let's look at a second con. Maybe the houses aren't ready and you need to move in quicker, right? And so it's going to take a little bit longer. So now now a new build is no longer an option, so that becomes a con. So now let's move a little bit further. Now let's say the houses are almost done or they're actually done, and there's a lot of people buying in the area because it's a great neighborhood, and that's exactly why you're looking. So now you got to compete, and so maybe it's a little bit more expensive because the builder's not incentivized because to come off on the price because the houses are selling as soon as they build them. So that could be another con in that area. So it's always nice to buy new where nobody's actually been in the house before, so everything you're getting has a warranty on it. It's great to buy new. Now the cons. The cons could be they might be flying off the shelf. There might be not enough inventory for you to actually put an offer in, or by the time you go to put an offer in, it's too late because the house already flew off the shelf. So there's some pros and cons to this, and depending on the market in the area, there's something for you to consider. Let's talk about resale. Sometimes when you're buying an older home, if the owners were prideful owners and they took care of the property, sometimes buying an older home is a terrific thing because you're going to get upgrades that they've put along the way. You might get a pool that was put in as a result of the owners originally putting the pool on there, and buying a house with a pool that's already there, that's in pretty decent shape, could save you a lot of money. Another pro could be the landscaping. Maybe the vegetation, the trees, the landscaping has been put in. The sprinkler system is looking really good, and it's all flowing. The house flows very well. Other than maybe some cons to that would be maybe you don't like the paint, but paint's real easy to change, and also maybe there's some wear and tear in the house. Like a used house, you're gonna have to look at things like the roof. How long has the roof been there? Is it in good condition? Has there ever been any leaks? You're looking at the AC units. How old are they? Have they been serviced? Have they been properly maintained? Is there Freon in them? Is it on the old system or is it on the new system? And these are things that you won't necessarily take into consideration. Also, when you're buying a resale home, there's due diligence on your part to get it inspected and to kind of see behind the red curtain what's actually going on in the house. And I would advise you, everybody who's buying resale, you always want to get the house inspected. So there's an additional cost there to get it inspected, but it's so worth your money. Okay. So there's pros to buy new. It's warranted, great neighborhood, up and coming. There is inventory, or some of the cons, they're flying off the shelf. Maybe it's a little bit more expensive because it is a highly sought after area. So those could be some cons. And then buying resale, the house could be in great condition. You can get a lot more bang for your buck, so to speak, because the owners have maintained it very well. Or the flip side of that could be they didn't maintain it well, and now you're looking at buying a property at a discounted price or a less price than a new build. However, you're gonna have to dump 20, 30, 40, 50 grand into it, so this becomes a con. So these are the decisions that you gotta consider, either going new or going used or resale, as we say in the real estate industry. Now, think about it. If you're still active duty military and every 3 years you're going to be moving, maybe it's a good thing for you to live on base, right? That's maybe a consideration as well. But if that's not, if there's no way, like I remember some spouses, there's absolutely not, they didn't want to live on base. They kind of wanted to be spread out, maybe a little bit away from the base. They considered buying new builds out in town, off base, or resale. But either way, these are great points that you might want to take into consideration on your next PCS going out to wherever you're going. Now, if you're coming to Houston and you have some questions, or if you have some questions in general, go ahead and give me a call. I'd love to answer your questions and help you out. Maybe get you connected with somebody that can help you guys out in your local market. Other than that, hey, you guys take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe the video, and stay on the lookout for my next content coming out to you guys. And remember, I drop a new video every Sunday talking about real estate and really the concerns wrapped around what decisions we need to make with respect to real estate. All right, you guys take care. We'll see you on the next video.